What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Ebony Jean. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, I really appreciate you stopping by. Today we're going to be talking all about wigs. A lot of my friends and followers on social media have been asking me how to go shopping for a wig, where to start looking, what are the price ranges we should be concerned about. I've noticed that a lot of patients have trouble walking out of the house every day without a wig, and I know that can be very intimidating. So I'm going to cover all of that today. I definitely want to help you guys out, especially since we're crossing over into Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So yes, please give me a thumbs up for this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell for me. Let's get started. I've been a veteran in this game for probably 19 years now. Yeah, 19 years. I've been wearing wigs since I was a kid, and I have overcome so many barriers. Throughout this time, I've learned a lot about hair shopping and making sure that the wig fits my head, because you have to measure the circumference of your head. So that's what happened to me when I got a wig made just a couple years ago. And although the sizing was great, the parting didn't really work well for me. Please make sure that you get the circumference measured, so that way when you do wear the wig, none of it slips off. It's not too big, it's not too small. These are just some things you have to consider. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys just a few of the wigs that I own, along with how to shop for a wig. There are a lot of elements that tie into this. We have everything from partial wigs to U-part wigs. The crowning area is shaped like a U, and when you have the wig installed, you can bring some of your natural hair forward. Synthetic wigs, human hair wigs, full lace front wigs. So remember, the closer you are to human hair, the more expensive it's going to be. Synthetic wigs are honestly the most affordable and probably the cheapest because of the quality and the texture of the hair. Synthetic wigs are heat safe, but you have to make sure that you're not putting on too much heat. Honestly, I'm not a major fan of synthetic wigs because they take way too long to curl or to flat iron, and I'm very particular about the way my hair looks. Today, I just kind of brushed through this because I haven't worn this wig in such a long time and I wanted you guys to see it. I really do like the texture of this hair. I have to wash it. Once it gets washed, I'll be able to press it a lot easier. Normally, after wearing my wigs, I wash them, let them air dry, whether they're synthetic or human hair. I've switched wigs on you guys. This one has to be washed as well. But as you can see, the curls are still there and I'm really impressed. So yeah, this is one of my favorite wigs to wear. I don't remember the brand where this is from because I've had it for a couple of years now. And it's a human hair synthetic blend. You definitely want to use a heat protectant spray. I cannot stress that enough, because you don't want the hair to get damaged. Just like you would do it for your natural hair, definitely use a heat protectant spray on your wigs. I would say curling them, it takes at least 3 hours. I'm not even kidding, because what I like to do, I like to wash my wigs first. Then from there, I let them air dry, or I'll just dry it as I'm pressing it. I press the hair and then I curl it, leave it in the curling barrel for at least 2 to 3 minutes. And I slowly release it, putting it in a flexi rod and then letting it sit there. So a lot of my wigs are full of body, so I like to make sure that everything is looking the way that it's supposed to. Wigs can range anywhere from $20 to $10,000. When I wore a wig 2 years ago modeling in a photo shoot, my friend who made the wig said that it was $10,000. Like, the wig fell past my butt, wavy, full of body. So that's one thing about human hair wigs. The longer the wig, the fuller it is, the more expensive it's going to be. When shopping for a wig, everything is within budget and you're not going crazy. Now, if you got $500 to spend on a wig, go for it. I'm not trying to tell you how to spend your money, but sis, please, I'm begging you, please do not go broke trying to be cute. If you are struggling with knowing how to shop for a wig, take your mom with you, a sibling, your sister, best friend, cousin, grab anyone who knows how to shop for wigs and get a second opinion. That's normally what I like to do. And you also have to consider the color. Every skin complexion is different. Whatever color wig you're buying is going to complement that, along with your facial structure, your eye color, everything, because you don't want to look washed out. And I've tried on some wigs that make me look washed out. This is a big question that a lot of you tend to ask, like, where do I look? Where do I go? Everything goes back to doing research, and you want to make sure that wherever you're purchasing your wig from, the website or the company is legitimate. I know firsthand what it's like to buy something online, and when it comes in the mail, it doesn't look the way it was advertised. So that's why I'm not a huge fan of buying wigs online. I like to go in person to these wig stores and try them on because I'd rather see what they look like on me. I bought this earlier in the year. I was doing like a Black History project and I wanted to get my Diana Ross on, you know. So I decided to buy this wig, and guess how much this was? $20 on clearance. I needed it. And I was gonna buy a wig on eBay, but I don't always trust these online retailers. I mean, eBay is a good place to shop. I'm from a very small town and we don't have a lot of options when it comes to buying wigs, especially in the African American community. So I work with a wig store that's about 35 to 40 minutes from my hometown, and it's worth the trip every time because I find at least one wig that I absolutely love, and sometimes I may not have the money to get it, but I take a picture of it. Whenever I do have the money, I will go back up to her store and purchase it. So I've been working with this shop ever since I was a kid. She's been so sweet to me and my family. So if you're from a small town like me, I would strongly encourage you to go out of town to buy your wigs. But if you're from a metropolitan city, you should have every option available to you. There should be at least 3 to 5 different hair stores, if not more than that. If you absolutely have to shop online, like I said, just be careful with that. If you are willing to take the drive out of town, please do so, because you get a better result in trying on wigs in person and actually knowing what they look like on you versus waiting at least 2 weeks, if not a whole month, to get a wig in the mail that you're not gonna like and you cannot return it. So start doing your research in person and going from there. If the wig is already made, it will cost you at least $200 to $300 and more. Also, make sure you take care of it, because I've noticed that a lot of girls will spend at least $500 a pop every 6 months just for hair. And that makes absolutely no sense to me. I mean, if you have the means and you're financially established, go for it. But for the average everyday woman, that's not a reality, you know? So you just want to be ethical when buying hair. The life of the wig is depending on you. Wash it often. Dry it the way that it's supposed to be dried. Don't excessively brush it, because you will start to lose hair at the top. Honestly, I haven't been shopping for wigs at all this year, which is quite surprising to me, because I used to be so self-conscious about getting a new wig. Like, it's a very stressful process. But since I'm more comfortable going out bald now, I know that a lot of you still have yet to get there. Sis, please take your time. Don't let anyone rush you. I know it's very intimidating at times, you know, the thought about it, but you just have to come out when you are ready. Once I came out with my alopecia story 3 years ago, the overwhelming amount of love and support that was shown to me was insane. Like, I was literally in tears for a few days because I didn't think that people would embrace me the way that they did. I would strongly encourage you to wear double-sided tape. Now, a lot of people refer to as sticky boob tape, you know, whenever you're wearing dresses that don't require a bra. Get that type of tape, because that's what's really going to hold down the edges of your wig. And normally what I like to do, I put my tape along my temple and I just press it down so that way it stays. I'm not wearing any tape right now because I'm alternating in between wigs, and I'm not wearing a wig cap either because I misplaced it by accident. I had a terrible experience playing sports when I had a wig on. So I was in high school and I was on the tennis team my senior year. My hair was up in a bun and I had a headband on to cover my wig. I went to serve. We put our racket back here and hold the ball. The racket got caught on my wig and it flew forward. I was petrified, okay? I was so devastated, and thankfully it didn't come off in time for everybody to see it because I was very secretive about that. But it did come off a little bit and I had to, you know, kneel down and adjust it. But when I got home that day, I told my mom I was so heartbroken. Like, I was in tears, y'all, because nobody on the tennis team knew that I had alopecia. And this was my first time actually playing the sport in school because I was so self-conscious. On top of that, I have asthma, so I can't really participate in much. But at that particular moment in my life, I was highly irritated. So I didn't want to do anything for the rest of that day, but my mommy made me feel better. She always knows what to do, what to say, and we just went on from there. But yes, to all of my girlies, especially if you're in high school, I strongly encourage you to get some double-sided tape because that will be your best friend and it'll make things a lot easier for you. It is a very emotional process. I definitely understand that when losing your hair, you're scrambling around trying to figure out what to do to cover up those bald patches. It's embarrassing, I know, and some of you like to pull up your hair in ponytails or, you know, try to disguise it. That's what happened to me when I was a kid. My mom would, you know, comb or brush up my hair to the point where she could cover up those patches, but once my hair began to gradually fall out, there was nothing else that she could do. But the good news is the difference between my experience versus yours, there are so many countless resources on knowing what to do to cover up bald spots or, you know, to buy wigs in general, because we didn't have a whole lot when I was growing up. Start buying hair extensions or different hair clip-ins that you're able to use to disguise those bald patches, but once it begins to fully fall out, that's when you can begin shopping for wigs. All right, everybody, well, that wraps up my video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please give me a thumbs up. Share with everyone that you know who's going through hair loss right now, whether it's from alopecia, cancer, breast cancer, lupus. It doesn't matter what you're experiencing at this moment. Hair loss is hair loss. So please share this video, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys to life. God bless, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah. Bye.